Okay, we're back, and with me in the studio today is one of our colleagues in this ministry called Christian Broadcasting, and I'm delighted to have with us today Lawrence Trumbower. He is with the Rock Radio Network in Puerto Rico, and we want to find out about what he does there. Lawrence, nice to have you with us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Wow. So tell us about Rock Radio Network in Puerto Rico.
Well, we actually have a 3-station network, not as big as yours. But in Puerto Rico, that's pretty good because Puerto Rico is very small.
Right.
Now, for those who don't remember where Puerto Rico is, when you leave Florida, go past Cuba, Jamaica, Santo Domingo, next island, that's Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
It's a small island. It's only 100 by 35, with a population of 3.7 million people.
And you have 3 stations covering. Are they AM or FM?
AM.
AM, okay.
3 AM stations.
All right, so what kind of broadcasting do you do? I mean, what's the programming lineup?
The purpose of the station is teaching. So we are putting on the same programs you have here in one respect, you know, people like Swindoll and all of these, and we're teaching the people, following 2 Timothy 2:2, to find faithful men that they may teach others also. So that's our goal.
Now, that's a lot of people in a small area. What's the culture like? Are they hungry for Christian content?
Culture is very interesting because it's very religious in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We are not reaching the unreached people groups. This is the church people. Church people who understand. They know about God. They know Jesus died on the cross. They just don't know what to do with it. They don't know that there's a personal salvation for people.
Really?
So we're really there to, I always say, to correct wrong doctrine.
Correct wrong doctrine. Is there a hunger for that?
Yes, I think so. That is, it's interesting the calls we get at the station, the people who are calling saying, you know, I'm from this other, I'm such and such, but will you explain? And so they many want to find out what we're talking about.
Now, do you have a lot of broadcast competition? I mean, is media well-rounded in Puerto Rico?
Okay.
Yeah.
My island is, as I say, small, 35 by 100. 35 by 100. That's 3,515 square miles. Here in Oregon, you have 78,000 or 98,380 square miles. Yeah. You can put 28 Puerto Ricos in your state. So and you've got as much as in your island as we have in the whole state, right? So 3 million plus? Yeah. Oregon only has 178,000 more people than we have in island of Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So it's one of the most densely populated places in the world. Now, what was your question?
Well, how many? What's the radio population like? How many
radio
stations?
population. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
In that little island, we have 124 AM and FM stations.
100.
So it is absolutely covered.
Wow. So you got a lot of secular competition, obviously.
Tremendous amount of secular competition, and there's a lot of Christian radio stations too, but none of them that are doing what we're doing. That is not the teaching, solid teaching.
Okay.
And so we have a very special place.
So is there active evangelical churches, outreaches there?
Oh yes. Yeah, loaded with churches, churches, and churches in every quarter, as it were. But the problem is, and I guess I can say this, many of the churches are not very deep in their teaching and the doctrine.
Why is that?
I don't really know.
Okay.
That is, they just, this is Puerto Rico. This is a Latin country.
Right.
So the Latin people, are very emotional, very exuberant. And so when they go to church, they like to sing and bounce. And so it's easy to have a church service and not really get into good teaching, see?
Do they feel the pressure? Is Puerto Rico feeling the pressure like the rest of the world is? I mean, do you have economic pressures down there? Is the income level down? I mean, is it as messed up as some other countries like the United States now? Are you feeling the pressure?
Yes, pressure and messed up. That's a good word.
Okay.
The economy, now here's 2 factors. The people tell me, I was in Puerto Rico for many years, and then we went back to the States and we came back again. And when I came back, they said, oh, Lawrence, things are bad here. Everything is tough. There's no money. It's really, really rough. See? So I'd go to town, stop at the red light, look at the car next to me, a nice car, man on the cell phone. I mean, there's money flowing, see?
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that it's this philosophy that we see on television nowadays, buy now, pay later.
Right.
And so everybody has these things, but they can't really afford it. And the government even shut down last year or the year before for a couple of weeks. They couldn't keep up with it.
Really?
So it's, in one sense, times are not good, but on the other sense, we have everything you'd ever want.
What's the industry?
Oh, that's a good question. We have no industry.
Really?
For years, it was sugarcane, and they shut that industry down. So we don't have a real export product. Tourism is the big thing that keeps us going.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
And that keeps a population of 3 million going. So you have a lot of people coming and going.
Oh, yes. This is a nice place, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We're talking tropics. We're talking 84-degree mean temperature all year long. This is and beautiful beaches, and it's a nice place to come and visit. Have you ever been there?
What's that?
Have you ever been there?
No, I have not.
Oh, then come.
I have friends
you
that have been
welcome.
there. Oh, well. Now, you're regulated with the FCC because you are considered what in the United States?
Puerto Rico is a, just forgot the word. We're not a territory. We're not a possession.
Yeah.
We're not a state. We are an associated free state. That's the word.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody knows what that means. I don't think nobody really understands it.
You get to vote?
No, that's the point.
Oh, you don't get to vote. That's right.
Puerto Rico
is
under the United States. So we have American money. We have the United States Post Office. Our boys go to the service. But the Puerto Rican people cannot vote in the United States. What an associated free state means is that we choose our own governor, our own senators. We have our own government. But it is still under the United States.
Are you represented in Congress?
We have a representative. He has no vote. But if anything should come up in the world, the final word in Puerto Rico is the President of the United States, because we are under the states.
So you're kind of like Guam and some of those others, yeah, to some degree.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, then your broadcast industry is regulated by the Federal Communications Commission?
Correct.
You struggle with all the regulations like I do.
That's one aspect of my job.
So you're the compliance guy?
I am the compliance guy.
Man, I just went through relicensing and I'm just stacked, my brain's fried from it, you know.
Yeah.
So you do the same stuff, huh?
So see, my job is very special because I don't exist. I'm the invisible guy. See, I do all the behind-the-scenes things.
Yeah.
It is my job to make sure the stations are on the air. And so as long as everything is working, we're fine. So I'm basically on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're the tech guy.
If anything goes wrong, I put it back, and we're on the air, and nobody even knows that I was there. So
okay, well,
that's
good.
Same way with the FCC.
Yeah.
I do all of that background material work to keep the stations compliant. And then,
so what is the frequencies you guys are broadcasting? Because they have to be protected from the United States, right?
Oh, yes.
Well, so what are your frequencies?
We have 3 AM stations.
Yeah.
One on 1190.
1190.
One on 1060.
Okay.
And one on 1370.
Okay, now those are still U.S. frequencies, but they're off by 10 megahertz, right?
No, these are all standard U.S. frequencies. In fact, ours.
Okay, I was thinking even. Okay, you're right. AM. I'm sorry, AM. Okay.
Where I'm sitting at 1060, we have to load power each night to protect a station in Philadelphia.
I know that. We started with a 1,000 watt daytimer. We had to sign on at sunrise and sign off at sunset. That's how this whole thing started. Yeah. So what kind of powers are you running?
The one station has 10,000 watts. The other two have 5,000.
Okay. So that's good coverage.
Yeah.
Are you up? Is it hills? Are you on a hilltop? Or are you down in the valley?
Well, it's AM.
Yeah.
So the station is right on the coast. Okay. Our tower is 400 feet from the sea.
I was going to say the water tables bounced it around pretty good then, right?
Oh, it's tremendous because we have salt water in the
ground plane.
Ground plane, and boy, that just gives us a great signal.
I know just enough about engineering to get into trouble. Well, this is fascinating, and people want to learn more about what you're doing. Do you have a website, Rock Radio Network?
Exactly, theRockRadio.org.
Okay, theRockRadio.org, and it's covering Puerto Rico, so you may want to check that out. And it's amazing that 120 some odd stations, you say?
124.
124 stations. And there's 3 of them now with part of the Rock Radio Network and teaching. And I find that interesting that of all the churches, because I knew Puerto Rico was very religious, but you're saying the depth of their theology is very shallow.
Yes, That's our interpretation, and that's why we're doing what we do. That's why we're on the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, teaching.
So when people call the station for help, what do? Do you have some kind of a network to plug them in?
We have a network of pastors who are ready, as it were, and so we can refer a person to someone in their area.
Yeah.
And of course, the people on the staff are equipped and ready.
Yeah. Man, we get the calls too. So I imagine you do too. We get a lot of calls every week.
We get some calls.
Yeah.
In fact, one interesting, I was just thinking this morning, interesting time, or do we have time?
No, we're out.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Well,
best to you again. TheRockRadio.org. Check it out. Thank you, Lawrence, for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll see you.